Yeah, so we're back again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the podcast, the pod. We're here with Emi Navarro.
Nice
How
to
you
meet
doing, bro? You good?
I'm great.
Bro,
Excited to be here.
It's been, what, 2-3 weeks we've been talking about this, right?
Yeah, 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
You messaged me. Well, Paul messaged me.
No, Paul. I sent Paul over. I was like, Paul,
we talked about it just after the podcast with Tina. I was like, we need to get this guy Emi Navarro.
He showed
really
me.
cool
He showed me your Insta, and I was really impressed. I was like, wow, like this is. You do. I mean, it's cool.
This
like we'll
guy,
get into it, but it's really
yeah.
cool what you do. So I thought to myself, I said exactly the type of portfolio we'd love on the podcast.
Yeah,
sure. And literally, I go out the same night, bro.
Yeah,
I was just fucking drunk.
It was crazy.
I see you. I was like, okay, random party.
Because was it that night? Was it last?
Yeah. We went to a party and he was there and he was like, "You should be on the podcast."
Yeah,
was that 2 weeks ago?
Yeah,
I
think so.
Something like that. Yeah.
Damn. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with Emi Navarro. We're gonna get into a lot of things, but first, like, let yourself introduce yourself. Where does the name come from?
Well,
like Emi Navarro, it's such a stage name.
Yeah.
Like, I really like it.
Well, my full name is Emiliano.
Okay.
And then like no one can say that name.
Yeah.
At least in the UK, people like really struggle to say that name.
Yeah.
I'm like, just call me Emi. Just call me Emi.
Just call me Emi.
And then Navarro is my surname.
Okay.
So Emi Navarro just.
It's just stuck.
Emiliano
stuck.
Navarro also.
Emiliano.
Yeah.
But think about like an English audience reacting to it.
Yeah.
They would more Emi is
Emi,
easy to
Emi
say.
is like Emi.
if you want to be like worldwide,
Yeah.
like known DJ kind of.
Exactly.
That's the way to go.
Yeah.
Nah, he
But
thought
for
about it. I could tell you thought about it honestly.
Yeah, it's a good marketing like.
Yeah. No, of
name.
course. And so you'd say, just so you know, you talked about the fact that you're half Spanish, well, Mexican. Fully, so 100% by blood.
Yes, fully Mexican.
Okay, fully Mexican.
Fully Mexican.
But then moved to.
But then moved to the UK. Yeah.
Wow. So you consider yourself British Mexican, or what?
Yeah. Like half of my life has been in Mexico. Half of my life has been in the UK.
Okay.
So
And your
much.
parents like on.
Yeah,
considered-
Mexican.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you speak to them fully in
Spanish.
and they speak pretty good English.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It's just pretty cool. Yeah.
So that's why the Navarro,
yeah.
Navarro.
Spanish name.
I like that, Navarro. It hits well. Like if I was listening to like on a set and there's a DJ go, Emi Navarro, bro, it's so cold, bro.
Yeah, it's cold.
But so of course for people who don't know, Emi is very much into music.
Yes, sir.
I mean, how do you describe yourself in the music scene? What would you say you are? To give
just an up and coming DJ.
up and coming
Okay.
DJ.
Trying to make it big.
Yeah.
Yeah, making it big. Hopefully.
Hopefully. I mean, there's some really cool things that you've done. So like you got definitely on a good path. Like,
yeah, I'm on a good path. So many exciting things.
Yeah, we'll get into them. But also, I think you told me, if I'm not mistaken, it's been how many years you've been doing music?
Well, I started producing in lockdown.
Okay.
So like 3 years.
COVID changed everyone.
Changed my life. But no, I've been into music since I was like 6, more or less. I started DJing with a small.
That young?
Yeah. I was
wow.
DJing, and then my friendship group was really into like electronic music.
Yeah.
So I really, started listening to that type of music since I was like 7, 8.
Okay.
And that's the only thing I listened to. Basically.
Okay.
So what really like sparked your interest like at that time? Like
Well, basically, I think I was just DJing the whole time, and I thought like maybe I want to play my own music,
Yeah.
Then I started to like make music, like music production and stuff like that.
So the passion just came naturally to you.
Yeah, naturally. I think I've always wanted to just be a DJ. So it's always been like a dream for me since I was born.
But when did you produce your first song actually?
My first song, I think it was lockdown. It was
So in lockdown.
in lockdown, yeah.
You grew up in a family that listens to a lot of music or not?
Yeah, but my mum
Yeah.
listens to like Spanish music, and then
But-
my dad is like a rock fan.
Okay,
and
so
then
just
I'm
difference.
like electronic. So like I don't even know what happened there.
Yeah, but I'm asking that because a lot of people who grew up in families where they listen to a lot of music
Yeah.
tend to really be attached to music. I know as growing up, my parents always had the radio on.
Yeah.
So ever since I'm small, I've been listening to music. So I've always had a passion for music or a passion for writing music and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if it's kind of similar to you. Do you think it played a...
Yeah, maybe, but I'm not too sure, because it's like so different to the music I make. I think I was really influenced with my friends.
Okay.
Like I remember being at school, like when I was younger, and all we did was just listen to electronic music.
Oh,
We
really?
literally went on the weekends. We just like listened to music.
Yeah.
And on Monday, my friend was like, "Oh, I found this song.
Yeah.
Let's listen to that." And I actually had like when AirPods went like a thing.
Yeah.
Had this like thing which you plugged into an iPad.
Yeah.
Had made like headphone jacks. and everyone plugged in the like headphone jack.
Yeah, so everyone could.
Everybody can listen to one
everyone,
song.
and then we listened to the same song together.
So you were ahead of your time. So your friend group definitely like.
Yeah, it shaped me.
Really, so you'd say that's the main inspiration, motivation.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely part of it, I think. But
and they also do music, or
no one else does. Like,
but they always supported the fact that you did music.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I find that interesting.
It's pretty crazy because like you grew up like so much with music, but you only started like producing actually like lockdown.
Yeah.
Which was, how old were you then?
I think I was like 17, 18.
And now you are
21.
Yeah, 21. Okay, so that's relative. That's not late, but a lot of people sometimes start earlier, and then some people start later. It shows that you could start at any age. Like there is no age category for people who want to do music.
Yeah, I know people that have been producing for like 10 plus years and stuff, and they're like really, really good now.
But how long have you been writing for? You've been writing for a very long time also.
How long? Probably since I was like 14, something like that.
Oh wow!
So
that's really cool.
That's like, it shows you like people. I have some friends who started like at 8, 9, and then some people start later but are better than the ones who started early. Like you know what I mean? It's
I know what you mean. Yeah.
It's like, but you clearly done a lot in the space of what?
I know.
It's been how many years since lockdown? 3 years?
3, 4
years. Yeah.
You've done a lot in that time. So it's really, really good. Yeah. I mean, we're gonna get into even. You talk about inspiration.
Yeah.
Do you have one person, 2 people, anybody that's just a full-on inspiration artist?
Yeah. Well, I've always looked up to Martin Garrix.
Yeah.
But I think he's like very generic now.
Yeah, he's very mainstream.
But even now, like I get inspired by like small artists.
Yeah.
You know, like I've met so many people I went to ADE. Amsterdam Dance Events. And I met so many like talented producers, and I listened to that song and I'm like, oh my god, this is fucking cool. Like, please, I want to like.
So you'd say more like the fact that you meet other people that also inspires you who do music.
Yeah, for sure. Like when I went to ADE, I saw like it's not just me with the same passion, same ambition. Like everyone here has the same dream as me.
Mm-hmm. But that's so cool actually.
And then
I feel like creative people, we push like ourselves, like all the others all together, you know. Like,
yeah, 100%
for sure. Yeah,
I was saying even when doing a podcast, having loads of creative people around you inspires you to actually do it, or inspires you to set it up, inspires you to meet other people, whether that's an artist like you or a photographer or whatever. Yeah. So it's really cool that inspiration. So cool. And then going on to ambitions.
So we know like you started music like just, you know, as a passion, kind of like, you know. Yeah. So how did that translate into like ambition? Like how did you get, you know, from one to the other?
I don't know. I've just when I go to festivals, sometimes I think like, well, I really want to be that guy there. Mm-hmm. You know, this is really what I'm working for.
Yeah.
Like to have millions of streams, be famous.
Yes.
And just make an impact on people's lives. You know, I want people to think like, oh, like maybe I'm going through a tough time. Oh, let's listen to Emi Navarro. Like, my mood is like lifted now. Yeah. Or like something like that, you know.
You mean impacting people?
Yeah, I want to impact like people. I want to make people feel good, you know. I want my music to just be something more than just music, really.
That's really interesting because there's a big difference between, you know, being inspired and motivated to do music, but then having an ambition to then be, like you say, this huge artist that inspires people.
Yeah.
It's like, how did that, like you said, like convert? How did that change from just someone who does music?
Was it always like that? Or like...
I don't know. I guess like with music production, you kind of, every single day that you produce, you're like, well, I'm getting better and better and better and better. And like, I don't want to stay as an artist that just like plays in a small little club.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, fair.
So
fair.
I think
and you've played in several clubs or no?
Yeah. I played, actually, funny story how I got my first gig.
Yeah, tell us about it.
Well, at my home uni in the UK, I went to the club with my friends.
Yeah.
And I was very close to the DJ. Mm-hmm. And then I saw him and I was like, well, can I play a song with you?
So straight up, you just told him,
can I please play?
Yeah.
And then he was like, yeah, come on. I got into the DJ booth. He was like, okay, this is for this is for that. Yeah. The lights here. Yeah. I didn't know you had to control the lights.
Yeah, it's a lot, man.
And he was like, yeah, sure. I'm just gonna go to the toilet quickly. Yeah. Can you just like make sure that it plays?
Oh, really? So he gave you that responsibility?
And I was like, excited, but like I panicked as well. I was
Yeah,
like, 'cause
like-
any moment I could just fuck it up completely.
Yeah,
And then he left, and then I just like started playing stuff. I didn't
Yeah.
know the songs in the play, nothing. I just
So-
fully improvised. He said he was
Wow.
going to be 5 minutes, ended up being like half an hour.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how did that go?
Yeah, it went well. I didn't like mess up.
So you just inspiration just came to you and were
Yeah.
like, you know what? This is my time. to
It was
shine.
more. It was more like if I press the pause button, everything is just gonna stop.
So you have to.
I have to play. I have to like improvise.
That's huge respect.
yeah.
Under the pressure, I mean,
It
you
was
thrived.
pressure. Yeah, it was pressure.
Wow. So it was more like you got. Do you think that played a part in your inspiration to then continue to do music? The fact that you were put under that pressure and you actually did pretty well, and it was like, well, shit, I can do this now.
Yeah, maybe. But I think that's more into like DJing rather than producing.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
sure.
I think it definitely like gave me the image that I'm like a good DJ. You know, I can improvise
Yeah.
with songs I don't know if they're gonna fit well or not in the set.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that really played a big part in my DJ
Yeah, of course. Wow.
evolution.
But because you more had the interest in being a DJ or producing songs, because there's a big difference between both.
Yeah, well, I think they go like hand in hand. If you start as a DJ, you're gonna want to play your own songs.
Yeah.
So you're gonna want to produce music.
Yes.
And
yeah.
if you're a producer, you're gonna want to play your songs.
Of
So you're
course,
gonna
yeah.
become a DJ.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, it's
In a
true
way,
that
in a way, for
a
sure,
lot of
for sure.
producers are also DJs and a
feel
lot
like-
of DJs
exactly.
producers.
DJ is such a special thing to do, you know, like
Yeah.
to perform your music, because I don't know, it's just amazing, because like I feel like all these DJs, the DJs are
Yeah.
always like in control of like all the people, like, you know, the
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
mob, I guess. So
It's
Yeah.
fascinating.
Pretty amazing.
It's always
Yeah.
fascinating to me how a DJ has control over everybody through sound.
Yeah.
I find that so amazing.
Yeah.
The fact that you control people
Yeah.
based off the beat and the tempo
exactly,
that you're
like,
playing
you
your
control
song
their
at.
mood, you
Exactly.
control like the fucking party, like
It's
crazy.
a crazy. And does that also something that you've always feel like, wow, being able to do that is like a power? in a
Yeah,
sense?
maybe like when you play like slow songs, everyone's like, you know.
yeah.
But then when you like step it up, like
Yeah.
the BPM goes up,
Yeah.
you can really see people just like starting to dance, which is like, it kind of makes you dance as well, and it just makes the whole party a lot better.
Of course,
So,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
And you've been doing how many gigs or how many like time? How long have you been like performing in these clubs? And
Well, I want to say since I started uni, but it's
Okay.
not been like consistent like every weekend. Or something.
Okay,
It's
okay,
like
okay.
Maybe once every 5 months,
okay,
6 months maybe.
Okay, so you more focus on, would it more focus on producing music than actually DJing, or
At the moment, yes,
okay,
but I think hopefully in the next coming months I can get a nice gig going.
Yeah.
So
of course.
I would play my own songs there.
Okay, so you're
Yeah.
trying to search for like, or you maybe got something behind the scenes that you're working
Maybe,
on.
maybe.
I doesn't want to talk about it, but that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you've got to
I've got to.
like try and find a path into,
Yeah.
especially if that's something that you want to do.
Yeah.
Like working at festivals and performing there. I mean, you got to people start in clubs and then they build their way up into bigger sets, bigger venues,
the
maybe
dream.
weddings and stuff. I mean,
The dream, yeah.
it is the dream. No,
Yeah.
fair enough.
It's the dream.
And I think even in terms of ambition, when we were discussing, we were thinking about it. Where do you kind of see yourself then in the next 5 to 10 years?
Wow, what a classic question.
Don't diss our questions like that.
You kind of like always ask it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I feel like it's nice. It's just like,
It gives a good like. It's important to think about.
Yeah, I'm like, I kind of take it step by step.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really know where I'm going to see myself in 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I might be like the biggest like name out there.
Mhm.
I might still be like building myself up,
Of course.
you know. But I think I definitely want to just see like a constant improvement with every year.
Yeah.
Like last year I had
Mhm.
100,000 streams on Spotify, whatever.
Which is really good.
Which is good.
Which is very good.
But like this year I want like 1 million. Next year
Yeah.
I want 10 million. Next year.
yeah.
Well, I love the
100 million.
ambition.
Yeah.
I love the ambition for sure. bro.
21 years old and you already got 100K streams on Spotify.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, for people who are listening, that is pretty insane.
Independently as well. No
Independently,
record
yeah.
label.
Independent
That's-
artists. We're all independent here, aren't we? Huh? The people backstage, yeah. No one's gonna bite us. But no, it's good. I mean, bro, like 100,000 streams. I mean, do you think about that?
Yeah. I mean,
No,
It
but
must
do you
be
think?
mental.
But do you not think about 100,000 streams? It's
Yeah,
it's
it's-
pretty
I
crazy.
think to realize is very hard, because like 100,000 people in front of your eyes, bro. Like it would be so.
It's
much
like a
people,
festival.
Yeah,
It is like a festival.
Literally.
I mean, it's the year before that. Before the year that you hit, how many? What was the difference? What was the jump?
Well, I changed my genre a little bit.
Okay.
So I was doing like a house. It's called Future House, the thing I was doing before. But now, Fred again came into the scene, like this really big DJ. He kind of started this new genre called Stutter House.
Yeah.
I kind of jumped into it.
Okay.
And like the songs just kind of blew up a bit. And actually one of the songs I made got picked up by one of the Spotify playlists, which have like thousands of listeners and stuff.
Breaking news.
My phone. I never turn my phone off, man. Always, all the time. But yeah, no, I get what you mean. Like the inspiration kind of came from other current trends. Is that something you do? You kind of follow maybe what's going on at the moment in the scene?
More or less, but like I think you have to be unique. Like you have to make it in a different way than people are. Like, because I've always just been evolving my sound since I started making music. And I think this is the sound that I'm really going to stick. It's going to be like my sound for the next coming years at least.
That's good. It's good to find your own genre. I mean, it's something even when your
musical identity. Also.
That's I like that word.
I like
identity.
It.
Musical identity, bro. But
sure.
I think every artist needs some sort of musical identity. You need to have to find yourself
like
in your art.
Also, I feel like art is just a process.
For any artist, not just music, like any type of form of art, you got to find yourself in that art if you want to be successful in that genre or whatever it is. Yeah. So it's really interesting that it took you some time, kind of like to get into that.
Yeah, I mean, there's
genre.
Some guy says like if you wanna, because there's many DJs out there.
Yeah.
The only way you're gonna really stand out if you spend like days behind a laptop learning how to make music, because your music is at the end of the day is what's going to make you different.
Not 100%.
Sure.
Yeah,
not just
sure.
DJ, because like DJing, anyone can do DJing.
Yeah.
But music production is completely different.
Yeah, it's way harder.
Two separate things.
Yeah.
No, it is two
both
separate
are hard,
things.
but it's it's different.
No,
it's
but
different,
it's just a whole different process behind both of them.
Exactly.
So you gotta I think you gotta adjust.
I think you want to touch people in both cases. Like that's the common thing. Is just touch them in different ways, like in person or like more personal.
Yeah. No, 100%. Even I think I was thinking about like, since you have that ambition of being this huge artist, right? That's the dream.
That's the dream.
What if, like, for example, and I've always thought about this, in the next 5 to 10 years, you weren't this huge artist? This was a possibility.
Yeah.
Would you always continue music? Would music be the end whole, like, no matter what? Or
I think
a tough one.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
That's hard, yeah. We're young too.
But then, like, I don't know. It's like for some people it might take a year. For some people it might take 10 years.
Yeah.
Other people might take like a lifetime. They might become famous at like 50. Who knows?
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not me though. But but there's this like other DJ that just he's been making music for 11 years, and just now he kind of like
really blew up. What's his name?
There's a lot of them.
Bunt. He's like a German guy.
I don't know about him.
He posted a TikTok, blew up.
TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok, man.
It's amazing because like sometimes it's just some dumb shit that makes you pop off, and you work for 10 years.
Yeah,
I find it really interesting that it's kind of just it just randomly can happen.
Yeah.
If the algorithm is right, it could just randomly just
blow up
out of nowhere, just blow up.
Yeah.
And that's what I was thinking. Like, if let's say like in 5 years, you haven't blown off, and then you've got to make a serious decision. Okay, do I continue putting that much time into music, or do I find another career path?
Yeah.
That whole thought process, that scare you, or does it like you think about that or no?
I do think about it, but like the whole thing started as a hobby. I think it's still a hobby.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Treating it as a hobby in that way, yeah.
I mean, obviously I'm gonna get my degree at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But obviously I want to keep making music as much as I can. I feel like I've got so much potential.
Yeah.
Even if it's not now, in a few years maybe I might change again. Make a TikTok. It might blow up. So many things can happen.
I really like the confidence.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta be confident for this because
it's amazing because when you're an artist, like you go through like all the doubts like every day, because every day there's like another challenge or stuff you have to like face.
Yeah.
And you still have to be like super confident, because otherwise like there's 10 guys behind you that will be more confident than you.
Yeah.
So it's just, I feel it's amazing, bro. Like
you
get this mentality. Yeah.
Do you think you know where the confidence kind of comes from, or does it always been very confident, or is it like parents, inspiration?
I think at the start, obviously my music was like not the best.
Yeah, of course.
I think one thing that really affects like an artist is comparison. So if you compare yourself with like, let's say I compare myself with Martin Garrix. Obviously, I'm not Martin Garrix, right?
No, he's clear. He's clear.
So I think like one of the main things that you don't have to do in order to be just like confident and like ambitious is to not compare yourself with other people, other artists. Everyone's got their own way of doing stuff. And if you compare yourself, you're gonna like be like, oh, this guy's better than me. Like maybe I'm not good
all
now.
The time, bro.
So it's like more like you're trying to go and just focus on yourself. I think it's a good advice in general. It's like focusing on your own shit and not really. You have to block out the rest.
I mean, no, I don't feel like that because I feel like you should still listen to it.
No, listen to it. But I mean, like, don't honestly, compare yourself in that way.
I still in a way I would do it, but don't take it too personal.
Use it for inspiration.
That's what I'm saying. Use it more for inspiration than having the thing of like, oh shit, this person's blown up and I'm not even like that. But you're unique in your own way, right?
Exactly.
It's humbling. I feel like it's humbling, and sometimes it also like it's good because like we artists, we easily say like, oh, this song is a hit, because you have to like your song, otherwise you wouldn't make it.
Exactly.
So you always like, oh, it's a hit, but then listen to like the big guys, Then, bro, it's such a humbling experience. Like, each time, like,
it is like, so humbling.
Oh, actually,
actually, it's not the best,
But sometimes I even listen to music and their hits. I don't know if you got people backstage also. They can maybe agree with this.
Yeah.
When you listen to a hit, you don't really think it's a hit. Like I wouldn't class that myself as good music, but for some reason, it's blown up. So that's why comparing sometimes, in my opinion, you have to do it, but to a certain degree, because it all depends on tastes and how you like your stuff and how you feel what you should be doing. And it's just, there's loads of rappers who rap and their songs are huge. I think honestly it's ass. Sometimes, you know what I mean?
Like so some people pop off, and I actually don't understand how.
I don't understand how,
but I respect it.
But it could be maybe the image. That's why like posting a lot about your brand and marketing is just super important.
Marketing is such a
you can make like a really shit song blow up with good marketing.
Yeah,
literally.
No, it is. That's the thing. Is that something you think about, your branding, marketing?
Yeah, I mean, it's something I think now with TikTok and stuff like that. It's like many independent artists, blow up on TikTok.
Yeah.
And that's like kind of putting the record labels out of business.
No, it is. It is. So it's like direct competition, really.
So it's like the industry is kind of changing now, more in our favor, as independent artists. But I think it's good to be independent until a certain point. I think you might need a label like.
So what's your view on that? Like when do you know like you should go to a label? When is it still good?
That's such a tricky one.
It's such a tricky one. But
I think one of the changes now is that like before labels sign talent. But now they sign like an audience. So if they see that you're an artist that has like, I don't know, fans. It's more likely for them to sign you. Rather than like seeing talent
But then I've thought about that. Like there's a lot of artists, even rappers nowadays, who are still independent. Central C still independent.
But these are kind of like the new wave.
It's a new wave of artists, but it makes you think: why would you need to be signed? Because if you think about it, it's like either you believe in yourself so much that you don't need to be signed, and then it's your stuff. It's not taken from you, or you get signed to a record deal or a label, and that stuff, then it doesn't really, you lose maybe it's no longer only yours. There's a lot of responsibility with being signed. So what would your preference be in that? It kind of depends.
I don't know. I'm still 50-50,
Really?
Yeah. I think, this year, hopefully I'm going to sign with like a few record labels. But
damn, yeah. But is that like I guess it's the goal, hopefully, like fingers crossed?
Yeah.
Can you speak on it or no?
Not a lot.
Okay.
But all I can say is that it's gonna be big. It's gonna be big.
Well, I'm happy for you, man.
Yeah,
it's good that you can it gives some mystery for people who are listening. It's like, well, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? No, it's good.
Probably you still have to do your choices also and stuff. Like it's not like.
Yeah. No, I was thinking about it. I mean, because you have, when I was looking you up on Spotify, you got a couple songs that have done actually pretty well.
Yep.
And you said to me one of those songs maybe was signed or is no longer.
One of them was signed to like a small record label.
Okay.
Like it wasn't like a huge record label, so it didn't get as many streams as I thought it would get.
Okay.
But I was like expecting more as well.
And what's the name of that song?
Highs and Lows.
Highs and Lows.
Highs
yeah.
and Lows.
And
Yeah.
your most viewed one is called
Desire.
Desire. That's
Yeah.
the one that we were listening to. No, because I found it very interesting that the one that is signed is not more than the
Exactly.
one that,
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
But so like how did it go? Like why did you sorry why did you like at start decide to like sign this song? Like what was the thinking process, like strategy?
I think like this was before I changed my whole like musical like genre. So for that genre you had to get signed basically. There's no way of you like blowing up with a song like that. But then with the new songs I'm making now, obviously I think they're more likely to blow up independently.
Fair.
Now, you know.
But is it because of the promo or like?
Yeah, promo, help from Spotify as well with the playlists.
For sure, for sure. Yeah.
Stuff like that.
There's so many like different things that can help with promoting and stuff. That's why even Spotify.
Like that's the problem, because you know you can do as good music as you want. In the end, if you don't get any coverage, it's
exactly.
Yeah.
It
Marketing.
That's what it comes down to. I'm interning at a music production academy.
Oh, sick.
And we had a whole thing about marketing and branding, and I actually found it really interesting because it shows you the way we have to market ourselves. If you want to market stuff as an artist, is completely different to how it was 10 years ago. And now it's all through Insta Reels, TikTok,
like TikTok.
If you, maybe YouTube, like showing yourself on a camera, showing your identity, being even like look at Central C. This guy is mostly famous because of his whole persona, and the way he markets himself. His music is good. I like his music, but it's not what sells him. It's because he's Central C. He's made himself. You know, he's made his place.
His promo is really good because he builds up the hype.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's kind of like it's interesting for young and emerging artists. How do they market themselves in a similar way or different way completely?
Yeah, you got to hype it up. 100%. Like you have to hype a song at least like 2 months in advance before it's released. That's why I didn't say anything about the record label.
No, of course. We could cut that.
Cut that.
But I mean, fair. I feel like it's always interesting to me, man, how artists work in that world.
For sure.
But
you mentioned the song Desire.
We want to watch it.
Yeah. Maybe we can watch it. I think
we can
you
listen
also
to
have a backstory, you told us.
Plug it into the TV.
Into the TV.
Should I?
So we reacting to some music from Emi Navarro. First song was what?
Yes,
Desire?
Desire, yes.
Damn, man. That song has got, if I'm looking correct, I've got to turn around for the screen, but 50...
It's got 50,000.
50K.
Yeah.
We got a star in the studio, ladies and gentlemen. 50K. 50K is good. And then the other one that's also super famous 32. Is on 32.
Yes.
32K. 33.
Going up as well, you know.
Yeah, do you see like some months where it peaks more than others?
Yeah, I think at the start, like the kind of like a song just goes like this, and then it like stays like that. And kind of like goes down.
Okay.
It's like a life cycle, like a business cycle.
Is there sometimes, I don't know about maybe you, but for some artists, can it go like this? And then...
yeah, kind of.
It kind of like just keeps on waving around like that.
Yeah.
I swear, because I feel like, isn't it a lot of artists who become famous, people listen to their music that they made a long time ago, and then those songs become famous when they were made like 3 years ago.
That's the lacking promo, bro.
Yeah.
That's when people actually had like something to, like some good music.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't have the promo.
I agree.
Well, okay, so play the first one. First one is Desire.
Desire. Oh yeah, bro, this one.
This one's good.
I told Paul that this one would be really good in like festival kind of scene, or even in a good club where you're like vibing, or like summer. It gives me summer vibes.
Like this, just.
It does.
Bro, imagine you're in the car, like with all the bros and shit. Like it's just summer, like South of
driving.
Like that, bro. That is perfect.
Yeah, turn it a little bit down.
No.
He doesn't want to turn it down. No, it's a good one. Like, we'll get into it, but did you intend it for a certain thing? No? Just like that. Just like that, really. Yeah, the job is good.
Yes, sir.
He's proud. Pause.
Yeah.
Like, cool. That's my main thing is, I don't know if they could hear with the music, but when you make a song like that, do you intend it, okay, I'm going to make a summer type of song, or am I going to make a club song or a festival song? Do you have that?
I think my creative process is just like a mess. kind of thing. Like sometimes I just write down like a few chords, melodies, and then go with the flow.
Yeah, and in that case, this
is what came up with it. Like this is what came out. I mean, so
it was just like inspiration off the top of your head, just
and it's actually quite funny because I never actually sat in the studio doing this song. Like this was just done in on the road.
Oh, like wow. On the road? What do you like? What in a car?
Like not in a car, but like I mean, taking trains. Like an airplane, maybe.
Wow.
Just nothing in the studio.
That's amazing, bro.
That's really good. I mean, it's a good quality. Like honestly, like to be made. But does that help? Because sometimes even when I'm writing music, I like to be like not in one place. I like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean or not?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think it does help, but I think like every song is different, you know. And this one just like happened on the road.
Yeah. It just happened on the road.
It just happened.
But I feel like sometimes when I'm writing music, I think Paul, you have this too. If I'm in a tram, or I'm in a train, or I'm in a car.
Honestly, trains are
elite
source of
elite because I have a source of inspiration because I'm looking in the view and it's changing and I'm like, you know, like the mountain, the landscape, and I just kind of like
the interwagon, you know.
Yeah.
You can. You're just alone, you know, and you can just look outside, bro. It's the best fucking vibe. I don't know why. But
I feel like traveling also helps because if you're changing environment, your thoughts are going to change across time. And so then you might have new ideas, you might have new
I try to also, when I'm making a song, I try to think of like a person, just like listening to it maybe. Like on a boat maybe.
Yeah.
They're like, listen to it. Or like maybe they're reading or something. I don't know.
That's really cool that you think about it like that. Because you always think yourself as if you were listening to that song that you're making.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And that's really, I think you have to.
It's a cool process. Process for sure. Like,
I play the second one because that one I've heard several times, but the second one,
Best Rope Alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This one's a bit different.
Yeah, but that's what I liked. It's different vibes. See that? That's a little.
It's like the Spain vibes, you know, beach vibes.
I don't think we'll put the reactions in. Just like, let's just go like that. I like how I can tell you're building it up.
I'm building it up, yeah.
You're going to build it up.
Who's 5 a.m.?
What do you say?
I'm going to explain in a second.
Okay. You made the cover, right?
Yes.
That our creative director really likes that.
Thank you.
Damn. I listened to this one.
Yeah, that hits. I swear, if I was in a club,
it's nice.
It's a vibe song.
When I listened to it I think it was last night, I was listening to some of your stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember listening. I was like, I can still see myself doing the.
Forever.
But it's good. Do you sometimes dance to your own music?
I dance all the time.
Yeah, that's my man.
All the time.
You have to. You have to. Because I guess if you're dancing, then you have to think to yourself, well, other people are gonna be dancing like.
It's club music, so you gotta dance.
Yeah. Sure.
And put pause on that one.
Yeah. Who is 5 a.m.?
Yeah, so 5 a.m. He's a good friend of mine. He goes to university with me as well.
Yeah.
And we were both of this like electronic society, like electronic music society.
Yeah.
But it was always really like drum and bass and jungle, like different genres of electronic music. Yeah. And that's not really my thing. And then he was like, "Oh, bro, like I listen to your shit on Spotify and you're really cool. Like, do you want to make a song together maybe?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, of course."
Wow.
And then I remember it was during summer, and you know, he was like, "Come to my house. I've got a piano. I've got like speakers, my laptop, a little piano we can use." And then so I went, and he had like beers just like waiting. Like I was like, "What? Did I come to a party? Or like, what is this?" And he was like, "No, we're just gonna chill out like in the garden and stuff. Like the sun's out, get the speakers out, get the piano out, and just jam, see what happens." And yeah, we had a couple drinks, and
the banger came out. That's a really cool process that you did it with a guy, and it was such a chill, relaxed kind of vibe.
Super chill. Like we made a song literally in a day. That song came out in a day.
Wow.
I feel like that's
you released it the night after making. No, you kept
like,
it.
The process was finished, and then I had to like go and mix it. And,
of course. That's what I was thinking.
And that took like another few months.
Yeah. Because usually is that what it takes like a couple months for then once you've done the song to mix it, master it, and all that.
That's the longest process. I think, mixing.
It does often, even with when you make when you're
writing
writing music.
It's all the it's all the artistic choices, I guess. So you kind of have to do them.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's cool that you made, and then you released this. How long ago was it? When was this? When you released it?
Probably about a year ago, maybe a year ago.
A year ago now?
Yeah.
And it climbed up to 32K very rapidly, or like 30K very rapidly?
It got picked up by one of the playlists on Spotify.
Okay.
Which had like thousands of followers and stuff, and it blew up a bit. And and on TikTok as well. We made TikToks. Yeah. And they got like 20K views. Like, really? On the TikTok we made. People were like, "Oh my god, this is so cool! Like, please release it." Blah blah blah. And then Is it random for a playlist just to put you in their playlist? Like, how does that? Well, every time you release a song on Spotify, you have to like kind of send it to playlists. Yeah. And then they either choose it or not, and then this one got picked up. But it's like really, really rare for it to happen.
Okay. I mean, like I know a lot of people like pay for it. Like it's also like a business of promoting, but like.
Yeah, but that's illegal actually.
Is it? Yeah.
Just like,
I didn't know.
Legal talk, man.
In case you don't know, that's called payola.
That's my paper's about that in one of my courses. It's about payola. I literally have a whole research thing on that.
Payola.
It,
like if streaming fraud, isn't it all about how bots and also how like some people, or if it's bots who create generic sounds and put them on repeat for like 2 hours, and it's the same sound but they've just repeated it. Yep. And so they make money off of this, but it's not fair because it's like it's AI generated like bullshit. Like, it's just generated fake streams, and so they take money from They takes money away from artists.
Or if you know someone with like a big playlist, and you message them and say like, "Oh, I'll pay you to like put my song on your playlist." That's where it gets a bit like.
Yeah, I guess.
But is that illegal though? Because
I mean, it is illegal, but like.
But Spotify are putting in loads of new legal policies. Like even their royalty distribution thing has changed.
It changed,
in 2023, right? Or beginning 2024.
You need to have at least 1,000 streams to start like making.
Yeah, that's a new threshold.
Or something like that.
It's like no, it is. It's 1,000 streams now to make any monetary gain off of your music, because, like you said, a lot of bots and stuff and fake music. But then there's a lot of criticism for new emerging artists because it kind of benefits very famous artists.
Yeah,
there is that. But you really do money like 1,000 streams,
No, that doesn't give you anything.
No, it doesn't give you anything.
Like,
but
you know what I mean?
But the whole system is more favoring bigger artists in a way.
Yeah, and I think at the same time it incentivizes small artists to do marketing.
Yeah.
On TikTok and stuff like that, rather than just like relying on Spotify.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, because Spotify at the end of the day is just a service that highlights your music, but your promotion has to be done through other apps.
Exactly.
Because Spotify is not going to promote your stuff unless you get picked up as playlist.
Exactly.
But in that case, really, I would love to see the reaction of when you saw your thing in a.
Oh my god! Yeah, I remember. My friend messaged me. He said like, "Bro."
Did he say it with a low voice like that? Bro.
He called me. I think he called me. He was like, "Bro, I've got some news for you." I was like, "What are the news?" We got picked up by a Spotify playlist, and I was like, "No fucking way."
Really?
Really? And I was like, "Whoa, which one is it? What the fuck?" He was like, "Oh, it's this one here. It's got like 20,000 listeners every month or whatever. We're gonna get many streams." And I was like, "Whoa, this is quite big." And then somehow we got added to another one, but it never worked out. I don't really know why. It was like a glitch or something.
Yeah.
But the other playlist had like 1 million like listeners.
Yeah.
So this song could have had like 500,000 streams. Maybe.
Wow.
But like it never happened. We don't really know why.
But so this playlist, what was it? Kind of like your first success? Like,
yeah, I think this was my first like.
This was before Desire, right?
This was after Desire.
Okay.
But Desire as well just blew up like organically. I think.
Yeah. Okay. Whereas this one was like
pushed
by
Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was insane to think, okay, I made a music and now it's in a playlist of Spotify where anybody can listen to it.
Yeah.
But isn't it kind of like, it shows how random it can be. It's just
random. It's luck.
But random how another song in that playlist could have so many views and then your song maybe not as many, and it's just like, why? And I find that really interesting.
Yeah.
But even I think when we were discussing, like, it shows how many people make music. I don't think people understand how many emergent artists or trying to be artists there are in this world.
Yeah.
Even in like our
there's
so many who are trying to do music, and it's so hard.
Yeah.
because everyone can be talented, right? But you need more than talent nowadays. It's like
You need luck.
You need luck. You need amazing talent, and you need to be consistent.
Yeah.
I think that's the main one. It's consistency.
Consistency
now,
as
and
well.
not giving up.
Yeah, and you need like an artist image, because like it's not about the music. It's like the persona.
Yeah.
So if you're
100%.
like boring and stuff, you're like, well,
Yeah.
who is this guy, right?
Yeah, for
But
sure.
then if you're like confident,
Outgoing, passionate. Yeah.
and you really want to make it, then it's more likely to make it.
It's very interesting that nowadays, and I don't know if I really like this anymore, but you're not judged as much on your music.
No, definitely not.
Because since we have so many ways of observing who we are now as people through social media, it's more, do people like you?
Yeah.
Which kind of takes away from the whole talent thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I feel like nowadays, like artists can express themselves a bit better too.
Of course,
I agree,
they
yeah.
could, but how many artists do you
Because
know
now
that are very
the market
big?
is like saturated. you
Yes.
know?
Yeah.
Trade.
And before there wasn't enough artists. Well, there was enough, but it was just like the labels having them all. So
Yeah. But you have most artists, if they're, I mean, like big artists who have this image are loved by people, and it's more. At the end of the day, it comes down more to people love the person than their music anymore.
But at least it's themselves that decided to portray like this image of them.
Yeah.
When
No,
before
100%, yeah.
it was more like the labels, playing the theater.
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
shit, like,
No, it is true, but it comes back to that whole thing of how music impacts society.
Yeah.
I mean, music plays such a big role in our everyday lives, whether that's for people, whether that's for, I don't know, just it impacts everything, and that's kind of something we wanted to get into.
Yeah,
Okay.
actually, we wanted to have like the artist view, about like what's the role of music in society.
What's the role in music? Music in society?
Take your time. You can take your time.
Well, for me personally, I think I've got like each song kind of like reminds me of something that happened in my life.
Okay.
But I guess like what role does it have in society? I guess like for me, music has always been about bringing people together, no matter like whether from religion, ethnicity, whatever.
Yeah.
You're all there to listen to the same thing, and it brings people together. So I think as a society, music can like really bring people together.
Yeah.
In ways that are like nice, especially in like moments where like the world is not the best at the moment, right?
No.
You can just rely on music.
That is true.
But I find it crazy actually that because like music romances like everything. Like you can listen to like music when you're on your wedding and also like on a breakup. It's just so mental to be like.
Yeah, it
it's
definitely it shows kind of how the storytelling behind it.
Storytelling,
and how it connects people. And I think we live in a world, right, where we're so interconnected as like countries and stuff like that, that there's so much, there's a lot of conflict.
Yeah.
But music is one of the only things that can bring people together who have nothing in common.
But I feel like it's because it's kind of like a common language.
It's a language.
But
It is.
But
It's common language.
It's super weird because where does it come from? Like why?
I don't even.
Why do we know what a sad like song is, and why do we know what a happy song is? And
yeah, that's something like I think it's true. Like it's become a language. It's become its own language, and I can communicate through a song, or my song can convey a certain emotion to somebody who doesn't even understand what I'm talking.
Exactly.
Like you could show, I don't know, a rap song, like a French rap song to a Russian guy, and he could be touched by it.
Yeah, he could be like, oh, this is cool.
Literally.
And I think, no, it's true, and I think also like in the world that we live, we need more music and more. We need to focus more on the art of it and how it affects people and how it brings people, because we'll get into it, but music can help someone so much. I mean,
it's helped me
on an individual, and we'll discuss that, but like, explain to me, how has it helped you in maybe, I don't know, your emotions or whatever it is, like on a personal individual self?
I don't know, breakups, sometimes they help out. Even like, this is going to sound really stupid, but like when I'm studying, I study way, way better when I'm listening to music.
Okay.
Really? I can't.
Yeah.
I cannot focus. I'll get into music too much. I can't focus on what I'm doing.
It's only like ambience. I don't know if
ambience,
you know that
like
stuff.
white noise.
Yeah, it's a bit more than that.
Oh yeah.
But it's like still like there's no lyrics, nothing. And it's very like, atmosphere, like very cloudy type of stuff.
Yeah.
And then also like classical music, I guess.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, no, that's what I was saying. Like, when you're studying, or maybe, I don't know, you said with breakups or whatever, does it help you get through stuff that help you express certain things that you don't know how to explain in words or stuff like that?
Yeah, it definitely makes me think.
Yeah.
I think like in stuff on like certain
matters.
topics.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I don't really know.
Because I know writing, and I'm not saying just music, and I think even the person backstage can agree with this. Writing helps a lot.
Yeah.
When you're trying to convey a certain thing, and on the moment you might not be able to word it, but when you write it down, or maybe for you make a sound, it means a word, right? In its own way.
Yeah.
So I find it always really interesting that for some people, it could help. I mean, some people like honestly who are so depressed or things like that. Music impacts them.
Yeah.
It's like it's crazy the impact it has.
Yeah, I'm actually like starting to write my own lyrics now.
Really? Okay.
So, yeah, I want to, because I play other instruments as well. So
Tell us the instruments you play.
Yeah, piano, guitar, bass, drums.
Wow.
Yeah.
From young, just always been into
self-taught, everything.
Oh wow.
I've got perfect pitch.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can pretty much play whatever I want.
Damn.
That is cool.
It is very cool.
So you
Very,
taught
very
yourself.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
guitar?
Guitar, yeah. Taught myself everything. I don't even know like the keys on the piano. Like, I just do it by sound.
Really?
Yeah.
And you've always been able to do it like that?
I feel like actually that's
Clip
a
it,
better
clip
way.
it, clip it. We found our clip.
But yeah, I feel like that's a better way to learn in a way, because in the end you kind of have your own system,
Yeah, it's more fun as well. Like if you have someone teaching you how to do stuff, you're like, like all the theory and stuff is like, no, I wanna be creative. I wanna have fun. I wanna express myself in a way that's different than like learning the like A minor, G sharp, whatever. I'm like
all my whole life, like when growing up and shit, like my parents tried to make me learn like solfège. I don't know what's it called.
Yeah,
music theory. Basically.
Yeah,
music theory.
Yeah, music theory.
And bro, I wouldn't go like to any fucking class. Like,
Yeah.
Bro, I would hate it.
My
I
mom
hated
would
it
send
too.
me out of the house, and I would just dip, bro.
my mom, when I was learning how to play guitar when I was young, because I was taught how to play guitar, my teacher would try to make me understand all of the right, but I gave up after
I didn't
like
even know,
2 hours.
like-
I was like, I'm not gonna learn, sir. Like, just leave me alone.
Yeah.
Like, let me
There's no
just
point.
play and improvise.
Exactly.
But then I dropped the guitar, so I never continued playing it.
Yeah.
But
It's more fun. It's more fun.
But that's crazy
Yeah.
that you have that natural instinct how to play. I've never.
I think everybody
Have you heard
kind
of someone?
has it. I mean, I learned it. Like I learned singing only like by ear and shit. Like,
Yeah, but
pretty high level, so-
singing, I've never been taught whatever. But to learn how to play a piano and guitar, I
So
don't
it's
think.
kind of the same. The difference is like your voice, you use it all the time,
Yep.
so you already like know the instrument.
Okay.
But it's the same principle as with a piano that you would have. You just like need to map it out,
Yeah.
And once you have it, map it out, and then also like if you have the perfect pitch, you have like all the intervals of all the notes, all the pitches, etc.
Yeah.
Then you just transpose it onto like the piano, and
Yeah.
you can play it perfectly. And it's just
Ah,
like
it's really
with your
interesting.
voice, but it's different instrument.
Yeah.
Wow,
No, I agree. Yeah.
that's crazy that you were able to do that. Wow, I guess you were made for music, man. I mean,
I think I am. Yeah. I think I need to drop out. I'm in the wrong place.
Yeah, but you never thought of maybe doing a music school or like a.
True.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about it, but then I was like, with music, it's just like, as I said, it's luck.
Yeah.
There's not really a path you can take with music unless you want to be like a mixing engineer
Yeah,
or like
producer.
a mastering engineer, like a producer. But like, if you want to be an artist, like,
I
don't know. It's like
it's kind of you got to make it your own way and then be hopeful that one day
Yeah.
someone discovers you and it just.
if you
goes off.
if you have a music career, it's not like guaranteed that you're going to be a famous artist.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Kind of thing.
For sure.
Mm.
And many artists didn't even go to like music school or like.
I think
anything.
probably the majority,
one.
right? Majority don't go to music school.
Nothing.
Like especially nowadays, you got so many ways of promoting yourself. You don't really need to go to music school.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can learn everything on internet nowadays.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
YouTube tutorials.
And has
stuff
that
like
actually something that helps you, YouTube and all that?
Yeah, I mean, I used to spend like days just like
Days, like,
learning how to
looking.
like mix a song and like master a song, which is
Wow.
like the most complicated thing, I think.
Is that advice that you'd give to people like who are trying to get into music, to go on YouTube and use all of the social media you have around you to kind of teach?
Yeah, for sure. But just like try and experiment yourself as well. Like make something and then like see how it sounds, improve it like where you want to improve it.
Yeah.
And don't really rely on other people for advice. Like make your own advice, that they should be better like this or whatever, I don't know if I'm making sense, but
I really like that because I feel like a lot of like, especially young people, they learn too much in that logic of, oh, there's one path and I need to take it.
Yeah.
But bro, like there's an infinity of them. Like literally in music you do.
But that's what we have to highlight, is that even if you're doing music, if you're getting into music, you can make it in so many different ways.
Yeah.
It's just about finding what direction you want to go in.
take.
Yeah, you want to take. But then don't overthink it sometimes. People like to overthink.
Don't
Have fun
overthink
with it.
anything. Like,
Yeah, that's
you
true.
just gotta
That's
go
the
for
advice
it.
you're giving.
You gotta go for it, literally.
Yeah.
Like,
No, it's true. I think
Yeah.
anything in life, go for it.
exactly. Like, people always care, like, especially now, like, being an artist, people care about, like, what's, like, this person gonna think about me? Like, what's gonna be the reaction of this song? And I'm
Have you dealt with that? Like, what people think about you? Does that sometimes come into play?
at the start, maybe, but then I was like, you know what? If you don't like my music, you've got, like, a million other artists you can listen to.
Yeah.
You know,
fair.
it's like, but yeah, don't let anything stop you. Like,
I
Go for
like
it.
that.
Go for
I
it.
really like that saying.
with
Don't let-
anything, if it's like sports, music, a passion you have, just fucking go.
Yeah.
That's such a Nico sentence.
Just go. Just
No,
go
I think
for
it's
it.
true.
I
It's
love
true. It's true. I love see that passion, bro. It's
Bro.
motivating me. No, it's true. You gotta go for it. Like,
You
it's,
gotta go for it.
people restrict themselves, and
Yeah.
it often comes down to what people think about them.
Yeah.
And often it comes down to what people close to them think about them also. Or sometimes even people
yeah.
that they have never met. It's like the difference in both.
It's
I find it always really interesting why would you limit yourself to someone who
Yeah.
you've never met, judging you?
Exactly. Yeah.
It makes sense, but you shouldn't think like that, because otherwise what are you going to do? What are you going to accomplish, right? You've got to put yourself out there. I think it's really important.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Definitely.
But it's also something that a lot of people deal with. And that's why I think it's, what people think of others. I think music is a great way sometimes to show people. It's like I don't have to say, but it's like a good way to shut people up.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
sure.
I used to have friends that were like, oh, you're like never gonna make it. Like,
Yeah.
not even to like 1,000 streams. Look at me.
Yeah.
No, bro. Look at them in the camera. Talk to
Look
them.
at me.
No, it's true.
No hate, but like,
yeah.
there's been like obviously people that try and drag you down
Yeah.
with anything you do.
Yeah. And were those people mostly close to you, or just random people maybe in like...
Some random people, some like
Yeah.
close people as well. But I don't want those people in my life. So
I think that's right. Like you discover who you want in your life and who you don't.
Exactly.
Like it's just it's really interesting though how as soon as you start doing something, sometimes people like switch up a little bit on you.
But I feel like it's probably because I don't know if it's that. But
Like
feel
I have not
it's-
experienced it, but a lot of people have told me that.
yeah,
I feel like it's probably because like they don't do what they want to do, and then they're probably like scared of something you are doing, you know, because you're going out there, you're just like actually doing what they would want to do. So I think probably like they
It's
just
like
want
an
you
envy.
to.
It's like they envy you.
I think they feel better that you don't get on top of them. I don't know if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
Like you don't get this.
like advantage.
Yeah. Like.
yeah. Like
It's
I think like if you're here and they're here, they're gonna try and drag you down again.
Exactly. And they're not gonna try to climb. Like
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the fucked up part.
Isn't it? It's
about
interesting.
Some people. So
But I feel like, it's interesting. And then as soon as those type of people will go very well in their life, they forget about you. No important anymore. And it's just like, it shows who people are and if they're fake with you or not. But
Exactly.
it's good that you've like continued to, no matter what people say,
No
just
matter
do
what.
your stuff, bro.
I'm loving
I
it.
mean, yeah. I mean, like that's something for all those who are listening and who want to get into music. Like, how should they start then? Because you started in a specific way, but what would you give advice to people on how to start music, especially if they
Start
want to
music.
producing?
How do
if
you
they
start? Yeah.
Like
yeah.
my stuff. Or
Yeah,
like any...
we're talking about music, producing music, and then wanting to be a DJ maybe and stuff like that.
Okay.
Specifically.
Well, you have to get your door, so the place you make music.
Yeah.
Obviously, you gotta learn that very well.
Yeah,
Because otherwise you're not gonna be able to like improve a lot on that.
of course.
And just go with the flow, really. Like one song might take you a year to make. Like I've been making songs for like since I started. I'm still like working on them every like once in a while.
Yeah,
But then another song might be, done in a day. you
Yeah.
know. Don't really like limit yourself to time. Take your time in like learning how to do all the basics,
yeah.
and then just,
Taking inspiration from other people also.
yeah, and constantly improve. Like your first few songs are gonna be shit. Like I'm just gonna put it out there. Like
it's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
shit. But just give it time. I think time is like, if you want to start, just make sure that you have in mind that it's going to take you a while to get good.
Yeah, I think that's super important to have patience.
Have patience.
It's no, it's true,
have
because
fun also, like that's
have fun, but also
part of it.
realize that your journey might take longer than someone else.
Yeah,
exactly.
But that's why have fun. Like don't rely on like, oh, I'm doing this because I want to get there. Like that's your dream, but like, come on, have fun now. You can also just
enjoy the process of making a name for yourself in the world.
I agree with that. I think it's really good that the way you said it, because you gotta have patience and you gotta love what you do.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it started with you. You just loved music. You wanted to get into music, so you just started, and you took inspiration from loads of different artists and directions. And I think people who have that mindset, they are very tough on you. I guess you're very tough on yourself. Would you say, to a certain extent?
Sometimes, depending on like what do you mean? Like,
what I mean is, like, do you hold yourself very, to a high standard of like, okay, I've got to push myself even more and more and more every time that you make music?
Yeah, I mean, I think that comes naturally. I think because like if I compare myself now to what I was doing like 3 years ago,
there's nothing.
It's nothing like the change has been huge.
Yeah,
and I think it's like a natural thing. I don't really think about it.
I get what you mean. Yeah, even I think, would you say the same for you when you've been writing music? If you look back 3 years.
So how do you mean?
Do you think, 3 years ago what I've done was shit compared to what I do now?
Yeah, all the time.
All the time.
All the time. Mm. But honestly, like, there was a lot of times where I was like, I almost dropped something. Yeah. Then I was like, wait. Wait a minute.
Not yet.
And then I just compare like one song 1 month ago and this song, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
This is like really better,
Yeah.
Then you're like, then should I wait another month? And then you just wait and wait and wait. I guess at some point you need to just go. Like, I think I should drop something like very soon, because I've took too much time.
You should talk with him.
Yeah.
Influencer, you gotta
push
him.
Contacts.
Link up, bro. We should link up.
It's good. Like, we're making collaborations on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing well. Yeah. But I mean, I feel like it's. I always love to hear people talk about how music, has impacted them and how they started, because it's so, even like with the podcast, how do you start a podcast? Like, it's there is no way. I think you just gotta start. Like, there's nothing, like you said, you give advice all you want, but it's just it comes down to yourself if you want to do it or if you don't. So,
exactly. Yeah.
I think that's always very, very interesting.
Yeah,
for sure. Okay, maybe let's get back into like, for people that would want to get into music, etc.
Yeah.
The advice a bit. So budget wise, do you have like any tips maybe for like a beginner, like what can he buy? Where should we go?
That's a good question. It's very important.
Just get some headphones and a laptop.
That's all
you need. Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
People see sometimes like huge studios, none of that, and you think like, I need like a studio to make good music.
Yeah.
No.
You just need a headphone. Just a pair of headphones.
A good pair of headphones, a laptop.
Yeah.
And your ear, basically. I think that's the main thing.
Yeah. If you can't hear, then
I mean, ear as in like your musical ear.
Yeah, I know.
Not like your ear.
I know what you mean.
So what are the first steps? Like, you got your laptop, now you got your headset. What's up now? What should you do?
Get a DAW, so like a system. So you've got like Logic, FL Studio, Ableton.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then just see which one you like the most, and then from them you can scale up the music production.
I should put you in contact. You should get in contact with the Music Production Academy in Rotterdam.
I think I've watched.
Have you? Do you know about them or no?
Not really, but I think
I'll show you. I'll show you
after.
I'll show you, because you would be really interested. They do really cool courses, and they teach people how to produce music, become DJs and all that stuff. And they are certified. So they, by Ableton, I think, or someone.
Yeah.
Forget, I'm probably gonna. But no, but they give you like a degree, and you get like you become certified in a way. Like, it gives you credentials. If that makes sense.
Okay.
And they teach more advanced classes or for beginners. But you'd be really interested in talking with a lot of people there, because there are a lot of creative people. And since you're only here for a certain amount of time, I'd definitely put you in contact with some people.
There was like a community listening last time I went. It was super cool. Like, you just came and you go into this like studio, very cool and shit. Like, everybody, like, there's just like 20 producers like there sitting on a couch or something. Yeah. And we just go like through each song of everybody. Just you get like reviews from every producer.
Like feedback.
So that's really cool. Yeah, exactly.
Cool. That's really cool. Yeah.
You would really like that place. I'll show you after the pod. I'll show you the Insta and all that.
Definitely.
And I intern there, so if you ever come by, I'll be there. So
I'll be there.
All right, man.
It
Got
was a
you,
cool
bro.
event.
It's a very cool event. Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay, maybe. Oh, this one is good. This one is good. Okay, so
You got crushed.
how do you make music that corresponds to you? Like
Corresponds to me.
your musical identity. You know,
My musical identity. Well, I've been like developing my sound for a while now, and I think I've got my sound now. And I think like if people listen to me, they're gonna say, "Well, that's like an Emi Navarro song right there."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did you know? Like, okay, now I got it. Now that's
I
what
don't
I
know. Oh, what a
is
tough
it what
question.
you wanna do, or is it just did
What
it
a
come
tough-
like that?
That's
Yeah.
why I have him on the pod so that he gives you tough questions like that. You know.
Okay,
It's
okay.
complicated.
So when I started producing, I had this like sound.
Yeah.
And I've always liked this sound, which is like a piano kind of sound, weird stuff. This is like very technical, but like, and then I went through like my discovery phase where I've just tried many different sounds and genres and stuff like that. And I came back to the same sound like I was using at the start. And I think that's kind of like one of my signature sounds. That sounds like me.
So you just came back to the start?
Yeah, it kind of went like a cycle thing.
Actually, that's so funny because for me, writing, it's literally the same thing. Like, there's some of the first songs that I made that I actually find like the best ones now because it's just like I don't know. There was nothing really technical in it. It was just like what I like to do, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep.
But so kind of, I don't know. It just gives another vibe. I feel like
Yeah, for sure. It's good to like listen back to the stuff you used to do before to gain inspiration as well.
Is that something you would give advice as to people who are definitely into music and finding their identity is listening to things you've done before?
Yeah. Listen to the progress and just overall improvement. I don't really know. I think it's just like a process that comes naturally, and it might be different for someone else.
Yeah.
Everyone's journey is different. So
yeah.
No,
fair.
That's what I can say.
No,
I
that's
feel
fair.
like a lot of artists that I see, they don't really know, but it's probably because they seek, I don't know if it's the fame or maybe the career, or I don't really know, but I feel like they seek that, and so in the end they don't really come back to this, oh, that's the music I want to do because that's the music that's fun for me. So maybe that's one. I'm not sure.
I think definitely people are like hopping on the trends, like the stutter house trend and stuff like that, like the ones that is blowing up at the moment.
Yeah.
But like you gotta remember that like you gotta be yourself, right? You don't want to copy other people.
100%.
For sure.
I think that's the most important. If there's something you could take away from it, it's definitely be yourself and put yourself into your music. Does that make sense?
Exactly.
Put your identity in there.
Yeah.
And I think if you put your identity in your music, it makes it unique.
Yeah.
And it has more chance of actually doing well.
Yeah.
Than if you're trying to
don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid and don't try to be someone that you're not.
Exactly.
I think that's
don't copy other people.
That's something that's super important when it comes down, especially to music, any art form, but in general music. Because people will find you out pretty quick.
I really like the way you put it because it's exactly that for me. It's like don't try to be someone you're not. Like stick to. I think it's very important. I think everyone suffers with it in a way because you always want to be. Maybe some people want to be someone or they want to they take from different people that they talk with, whatever. But at the end of the day, it comes down to if you're making music, who are you? That's a big question. Who are you? And then how am I gonna make my music and myself convey to other people? Right? You gotta convey that message, and I think it's something that a lot of people need to work on. But it's so hard. It's hard, but it's essential in a way.
It is essential, yeah.
So
okay.
I
have another question. No question.
He's loading them.
He's loading them.
Oh, it's almost over.
Yeah.
But,
sad.
I've been having a good talk.
No, this is so good.
Talk,
I'm loving it.
When can you start considering having a career in music? Like when should a beginner start to see like from passion, to career?
Ooh, nice one.
He went nice one.
Well, I think like at the start when you start making music, you're not gonna see many results, right? You're gonna get like 1,000 streams, maybe 2,000.
maybe
maybe nothing.
Even 1,000 is pretty.
Even 1,000 is too much sometimes. But I think like maybe when you can start considering it as a career is when you start building your own like audience.
Yeah.
Right? When you have people that actually like want to listen to you.
Yeah.
And then when you start attracting other people.
Yeah.
I say to myself always, like with record labels, for example, like at some point, if you become like bigger, record labels are going to come to you. You're not going to look for them.
Yeah, 100%.
Right. And I think that's more or less the moment where you kind of realize that, oh, maybe like I'm doing something good that could be even bigger.
Okay.
Right.
So the moments where the labels come from you, like that's the moment you can like.
Yeah. Or when you like. Yeah, I think that's the turning point, really.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, I find it's true. Like it's hard to pinpoint a moment, really, though.
Yeah.
I feel
It's
like
very hard.
Exactly. It's
because at the end of the day, it also comes down to your determination, right?
Exactly.
Some people could have said, "Oh, sometimes I see there's some artists who I feel like are starting to pop off, then all of a sudden they slow down."
Yeah.
And you wonder why. Now, maybe it's because they're not determined enough, or maybe it's some other factors that we don't even know about.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to pinpoint a moment, but I do agree with what you were saying. Like, it's kind of if you see that vision.
Or just like when you start to connect with people, when you start to create an audience, as I said before, where people want to see you and learn from you.
Yeah.
That's when you know, like, oh, maybe I'm like going up.
Yeah. I agree.
build a community, I guess.
Yeah, build a community.
That's important, man.
Build a fan base.
Build a community, man.
A fan base.
Yeah.
And from then on, it's the only way it's up.
Really? Yeah, it's true. That's really well said. I like this. It's really well put. That was a good question, Paul. I won't lie.
Yeah, it's really good. It made me think.
Now, we worked on the structure for a long time, so we've come up with good questions.
It's good. I'm liking the questions.
And do we have a final one or no?
I mean,
I feel like we've gone through a lot.
But
Yeah.
We've been around an hour and a half, 2 hours around?
maybe speaking about community, do you have any final advice or any, message you want to give to the community?
Yeah, you could do a little promo for yourself,
Bigger things happening this year. Can't wait
Yes,
for all of you
sir.
to hear what I've been working on. And yeah,
What should we expect?
1 million streams.
Yeah, it's a big statement.
A
It's
million
a big
streams
statement.
this year.
1 million streams?
Some shows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some
Then fair.
Some
Like I
crazy
feel like
stuff.
if you got that ambition,
yeah.
let the people know because it's good to have that ambition. And hopefully, bro, I wish you the best. We'll
And-
stay in
and
contact.
sounds
I
really
want
good.
all of you to be part of it as well.
Yeah.
This is not just my success, it's the success of everyone.
Well said. He's PR trained. He's PR trained. He's PR trained. And also, I think I know what's your Insta. Let me know what your Insta is.
Emi Navarro
It will be
DJ.
there or
Yeah,
there.
it'll be somewhere.
there.
It'll be somewhere in the screen.
Yeah.
You can find him on Spotify, Emi Navarro, right?
Yeah. Everywhere,
on
Apple
Insta,
Music.
TikTok, Apple Music,
Maybe
Deezer, everywhere.
Yeah,
Link
yeah.
in the description.
Yeah, we'll put a link in the description, so
course.
you'll be able to find him. We've had a really conversation, man. Thank you for coming on, honestly.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I know, it's like Paul told me about you. I was like, this could be a great interview. So
He's the guy.
You're the guy, man.
Yeah.
So really, thank you. We'll keep in touch, and thank you for listening, people. See you soon. Bye.
See ya.
All right. Stream Desire.